What's up, honeys? It's KingBritneyChanel, and I'm back with yet another video. In this video, we're going to discuss, the FEDs are seeking records from K's studio near West Side. Honey, we're going to talk about all of that. But before we do, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my videos that I post. And let's get into my commentary. I hope y'all enjoy. Alright, so let's get into today's Honey for the Tea. If you're new to my channel, Honey for the Tea represents God's truth, His promises, and how we can apply them to our everyday life. And, boy, for the righteous, what a time it is to be alive. I'm just thankful to the Most High God. Always seek Him and get your house in order. Be repentive and reflective. So let's talk about this case situation. We got to bring positivity before we start anything. Let's talk about the case situation and the updates with this show. Right, you all. So basically, the FEDs from New York, they sought information about K's studio that is near West Side, and they wanted to get the information from City Hall. So this information is coming from the ChicagoSunTimes.com. And basically it says, let me see who wrote this. This is written by John Siddell and Sam Charles, posted March 19th, 2020 at 2:22 p.m. And basically, the headline or the gist of this is that K's counsel says they're not going to find out anything from, I'm going to say, paperwork that is earth-shattering. So y'all know K's team, as usual, is gonna try to make it seem like, oh, they ain't about to find nothing. Just like, when they took the 100 devices and they came back saying that, oh, now we got some new stuff to add. Prior to that, they was like, oh, they could, they took the devices. Ain't nothing, on that. Yeah, right. So this is the same thing here, honey. They like, oh, they not gonna find nothing, earth-shattering. Okay, that was K's team's response. So it says that, the FED, or y'all know the People versus K, how we say it over here, in New York, sought, records earlier this year about the near West Side building where K once ran a recording studio, which came under intense scrutiny following last year's airing of, y'all noticed, the L Time series. So after that series, basically it brought a lot of attention to that studio, because there was a lot of people coming out to say, oh, he had people sleeping in the studio. It was, stuff going down at the studio, all kind of stuff. So basically, the paperwork surfaced this week amid other signs that the FEDs are building on their on this situation against K. But K's counsel, Steve, said Thursday he suspected that the People versus K were only seeking proof that would corroborate I always get tongue twisted trying to say that. Basically, people giving their testimonials. So people that I guess was witnesses, they're only looking for something to substantiate that. And then it says they're not going to find out anything from, paperwork. And I'm paraphrasing here, that is earth-shattering. That's what Steve says. So Steve, honey, always is going to be out here like, everything is fine. They ain't got nothing on K. And then the next thing you know, they turn around with something else they trying to add to the situation. So, this got me laughing, y'all. Because Steve is always with these comments he have. Now, it says that the office of Shy City, the clerk Anna V, received the FED's grand jury paperwork January 21st, and that's what the records show. It was directed to the building department and sought by January 29th, any and all, paperwork, I'm paraphrasing there, and photographs associated with building inspections conducted by the Chi Department of Buildings at 219 North, Justine. City Hall disclosed the paperwork, and I'm paraphrasing, to the Chicago Sun-Times this week in response to y'all know the Freedom of Information, honey. They submitted a request, and that's what happened. And it says that a spokesperson for the U.S. Council, and I'm paraphrasing, Council's office, and y'all know the Eastern District of NY, basically they declined to comment. Which typically that happens because people don't want to talk too much. They're not trying to give too much information away, and they don't want certain stuff to come out to the press for obvious reasons, especially if they're trying to collect further information on K, or they trying to make sure that he has a fair trial situation and all that. Whoo, honey. Let's go scroll on down here. And it says since January, the FEDs, or the People versus K, and the Chi in New York have filed revised paperwork, y'all know I'm paraphrasing, against K, who has been, where he's at in the lockup in the Chi MCC since last summer. So it says the Assistant U.S. Counsel Angel K said this month that another piece of paperwork could be on the way here. So, oh my goodness. If they add something else, y'all know. Y'all know. Like, honey, ain't no rest for these people, honey, that's out here doing all this bugged out stuff, honey. Or if you been doing stuff, honey, this is not the time to be sitting there acting like you ain't do nothing, honey. Get yourself repenting and reflecting on what you need to do to get closer to the Most High God, because honey, in this season, a lot of people's sins gonna find them out. That's just where we at. What has been done in the dark is coming to the light. The Lord is, shutting down a lot of this stuff, and y'all gonna see. Now let me see what else they're saying. So basically it says that Angel also disclosed that the FEDs had, they took more than 100 electronic devices like cell phones and hard drives, where they recently, y'all know they had that search paperwork, and they acted on that search paperwork. And basically Steve has said that the paperwork for search, they did it at a suburban storage facility. Lord, the story. Why did this man, this is the craziest thing. Like, you just basically did all this stuff and put this mess on Candy Cam, and then now we here. But I think a lot of the times that stuff probably was done, honey, to prove loyalty and to hold over people's head and all the rest of that stuff, to keep people in check, to make sure that I think that people wasn't, trying to speak on him or speak out against him and stuff like that, to keep people in check, and also probably to use to kind of probably taunt people and say, if you say this, then we pulling out this out of your file. So who's to really know why he kept that suburban storage? But that had to be the craziest thing, honey, that he probably could have ever did. And this probably, honey, gonna seal this whole situation that they done found all that electronical stuff, because a lot of people don't really know. When you have these devices, they store a lot of stuff in it. Even if you delete the stuff off, they just override the stuff. But I think La Policia and people that need to know type of people, if they need access to that, they can get that stuff. Technology is very telling these days. Now, it says Steve basically said that, the search that they did was at a suburban storage facility near O'Hare Airport that held K's equipment, tour bus, and, electronics. So basically, the People versus K and NY confirmed in a filing Thursday that a search paperwork had been brought forth January 9th at a storage facility in Elk Grove. And so basically, this is what Steve said. Oh, we expect that they're not going to find anything that basically, and I'm paraphrasing here, is going to, find him responsible. That's what, and I'm paraphrasing. Y'all can look at what Steve said, but basically, he was trying to imply that they're not going to find anything to make Kay look like he is responsible for any of this. And basically, that's what Steve told reporters after a recent gathering appearance by Kay. So if y'all don't know, the updated tri situation for New York is going to happen in July on the 7th in New York, and that's when he's set to go for that situation. But remember, there was revised paperwork that was filed there last week, and that could, that's the date that they have, but that could prompt a delay, because if they continue to find new information, which, like I said, y'all, this is getting wilder by the day. This is like a telenovela. And it's just like every time we turn around, like there's something else. You got people, pulling stunts. You got Kay and his team always with some type of excuses. You got it's just any and everything happens with this situation, y'all. And so basically, it says, so also this whole Rona Gal situation that's going on could also prompt, delays and other things as well. So any of the tries that was scheduled to begin before April the 27th in that district, they're probably going to be delayed, because typically people at this time, they're not trying to really go out and all the rest of this stuff with all this going on in the world right now. A lot of you have reached out to me, and I'm just going to say to y'all, use this time to be reflective, repentive, and get yourself right with the Most High God. Take this time and just really repent and really try to seek him, seek his word, and get closer to him in the time that, that we in, because there's so much going on right now, honey, in the world today. Okay, let me see what else they're saying. So, okay, hold on. Okay, so it says basically the FED gathering in the Chi has also been brought to a near standstill. So a lot of that stuff has been brought to a standstill. And then it says, for years, Kay was the sole tenant of the warehouse at, 219th, I guess, North Justine. And it says in 2018, the company that owns the building, they took action on Kay, claiming that he owed more than $170,000 in back rent. And I'm trying to figure out, if he was such a superstar that he was, why didn't he just pay so that he could have a building to really be able to do something? But that should show you that, honey, he probably had a lot going on, probably had to keep a lot of people, give all his money out to keeping a lot of people on the shush, and, trying to make sure that he was keeping up appearances, because I'm trying to figure out why he didn't just buy a space for himself. I mean, he was getting all kind of like notoriety and accolades and stuff like that. So I'm sure he should have had the money to be able to make this happen. Instead, people, this is a prime example why you shouldn't focus your attention, on doing the wrong things in life, because the things that you should be focusing on, like acquiring land and different stuff, you're not doing, because you focusing on all this other stuff that is going to go on anyway. So that's why, the Lord say, don't set your treasures up here on, earth, because, honey, they'll be moth eaten. Let me see what else they saying. So it says that the city's Department of Buildings later asked a judge for access to the building to perform an inspection. And they claim that Kay had made, some, I'm going to say unauthorized alterations, and was using the building as a residence. And y'all know y'all can't do that. certain buildings is, you know, for commercial space, and some buildings in some places are zoned for residential. And so him trying to have all of these things, probably trying to make, you know, rooms and stuff for people to live, that they saying that was a no-go, and that's what put him in the position that he was with them. You can't be doing your own thing, and you have to get permits and certain stuff when it comes to construction and all the rest of that stuff. You can't just pull your own stunts out here. So he was truly tripping. Okay, let me see what else. It says in January of 2019, city inspectors conducted a highly publicized search of the premises, and they found like all of these code issues that was going on there. And they probably was like, what is going on here that he got all these bedrooms and all this stuff going on and whatever he had going on. He was like, what is going on here? Now it says a county judge later kind of put a halt to the building's hours of operations. They limited the hours of operations, and they made the hours of operations from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. because, honey, they probably was like, you're not going to be having no people coming and going and, you know, and living in this place that's supposed to be for commercial use anyway. So it says in February of 2019, you know, Steve is saying that that's Kay's counsel was saying that Kay had moved out. So, honey, it ain't looking good for this Kay situation, and it has not been looking good for a while now. I think with, you know, stuff like Rona Gal and all this stuff going on, that it's putting delays to stuff, as well as they're finding, you know, this new information and stuff like that. So what are y'all's thoughts about, you know, them wanting to get the, you know, info on Kay's studio from City Hall? Leave your thoughts about that down in the comment section below, and I will see y'all soon on the next video. It's KingBritneyChanel. See y'all soon. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.